What's up, everybody? For those who are tuning in right now, yeah, this is a completely surprise live stream. I didn't expect to do this as a live stream, but man, I got so many cool books, and I was talking to JT Comics about it, and there's still one more day left in the long weekend, so I decided to just go live for a good old-fashioned, quick haul video to show off some of the books that I picked up this weekend at Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys as they had their big Labor Day sale. So lots of stuff was 50% off. Some stuff was 75% off, and I'll show those books because that's one of the biggest value adds of shopping there. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that stuff. This is going to be a short video, but I wanted to kick it off by showing you all Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys, because you might not have caught the commercial, one of the commercials that we shot for them. So check it out. What's up, everybody? It's Carl's Collects Comics here, and I want to take a second to tell you about a sponsor of this video, Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. And if you're looking for your next favorite comic shop, this is the spot. Tons of back issues, all the key books you could be looking for, a friendly and helpful staff, and 3 locations across the greater Houston area region: Lake Jackson, NASA, and Galveston. So make sure and check out Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. All right. Well, so let's dig into it and check it out. It's good to see y'all hanging out here. Make sure and drop a hello in the chat. Christina Payne, it's good to see you. Weapon X is popping in saying, "Hey, is this a members only thing?" No, this is not a members only thing. This was not scheduled. This popped up because JT Comics had said, "Hey, man, I want to see the stuff that you got at the Labor Day sale at Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys." And so I'm going to share that stuff. This was just from one location. And one of the things I love about this shop is that every location has a massive back issue stock. And it's not the same. It's not the same from location to location. And the stuff really isn't very picked through. So as I'm going to share with you, there are several runs, nostalgia runs, that I'm working on completing by the end of the year. I'm not going after big key books because of budget. Instead, I'm focusing on filling in some comic runs that I've had for, in a couple of cases, I think close to 20 years. And so I'm going to share that with you and share like a budget way that I went about as I'm continuing to build it, because I'm still the kind of collector that builds a comic run. And for those who aren't sure what that is, a comic run is actually just it's getting every issue in a specific title from issue number 1 or 0 or 1/2 or -1, whatever it might be, all the way through to the final issue. I have some runs of comic book titles that are as long as 186 issues that I'm still trying to pick a few here and there. So I'll share that stuff with you. I'll go ahead and get started. Another cool thing is, if you are a channel member, or if you're thinking about being a channel member, make sure that you go ahead and do so, because one of the things I do when I'm out looking, not all these books are for me. I'm also shopping for channel members. If you're at the Dark Knight tier or higher, I'm shopping for you. I even had snapped some pictures and messaged a couple people, and then other people had said, "Hey, this is what I like." Thanks, Weapon. Please do. So a couple of things here. So I'm just going to dive right into it. These first few books, this whole stack are not even books I'm keeping. Captain America number 362 is considered the first full appearance of the villain Crossbones. This is part 6 of the Bloodstone Hunt. This is a direct version. This is going in somebody's box. I think actually the newsstand is going in somebody's box. Captain America number 131 is just a really cool, I love this Bucky diving into action. This is going in somebody's box. Deadpool Team Up number 1, the Hulk 340 homage. Picked up 3 copies of this. I'm not keeping any of them. They're all going in people's boxes that are channel members. What If Donald Duck Became Wolverine? This is one of those homage variants. This is going in somebody's box. Got 3 copies of this What If Donald Duck Became Wolverine #1. This is going in somebody's box. So none of those, I'm not keeping any of those. Oh yeah, here's the newsstand copy, and I think whichever one's higher grade is going in somebody's box. Okay, so real quick, I had also picked up online. So one of my favorite storylines of all time, super affordable run to get, is the Captain America Streets of Poison storyline. And so I have a set for myself, but I was building a second set because I'm sending it out to a channel member who is also a fan of Captain America, and I wanted him to be able to read a storyline that I remember as like a 12, 13-year-old, and I just love this storyline. All right, so this is Captain America 372. All right, and it's going all the way to, it's 373, 374. This great Ron Lim cover art. 375, 376, 377. Love this cover also. And 378, the finale. So this entire set, or like a set built out of the extras I have, because I also, I'd gotten extras additional here. This entire set is going in somebody's box. That's right. A channel member is going to get that whole arc, that whole story arc. And again, it's not super expensive, but part of the whole fun of the curated care package for me, for the channel members, is that I get to pick out storylines and say, hey, check this out, because I love this growing up. Or I still love to, and I still like reading it. The cool thing about Streets of Poison, right? So this storyline, there's a new street drug called ice. That's more addictive than cocaine, and Captain America decides to start tracking it down because one of his team is addicted to it. So he decides to start trying to track down the dealers, and he gets caught in a warehouse explosion, and the ice, the drug, the powder gets into his system, and it bonds with the super soldier serum. So we've got a Captain America on drugs. Like, that's why it's such a controversial storyline. It's Captain America. He's on drugs. He's going a little bit crazy on it, but then they finally to get it out of his system. Spoiler alert: if you haven't read it, they pull the drug and the serum out of his bloodstream. They do a complete blood transfusion, so it's a completely unpowered Captain America that goes into the final battle for this storyline. So really fun. It's a whole lot of fun, that one, and so I love that one. Yes, Southern Comic Geek. Yeah, it. I mean, and here's the thing. Think about it. Like when you were like 12 or 13, and you hadn't read all the storylines that we've read today, man, you would get so excited about some of this kind of stuff. And I remember Dare was a big thing, and so drugs were a big deal. They still are, but at that time, those kind of street drugs were a big deal. And the idea of Captain America being affected by it, I mean, they went all out on it. It wasn't just like a sidekick or a bit character. No, Captain America himself. And they even bring up the larger question of, hey, Captain America, isn't the super soldier serum a performance enhancer? Aren't you made into Captain America by a drug? And that's like a really cool, it's the kind of storyline that you do in Captain America. So like if you were a fan of Captain America the Winter Soldier, this definitely has that same kind of commentary vibe that runs through it. And I think it's such a cool storyline. So that's going in somebody's box that's going to ship out to them, that's at the Dark Knight tier. Now here's something that's going to be dropping in the giveaway box for Wednesday nights, the giveaway show. I found that in addition to single issues, Lone Star Heroes does bundles. They do these bundles of complete storylines. This is the Fantastic Four versus the X-Men 4-issue limited series from 1986. So the price for these was, I think it was $16.99, but guess what? The bundles are also 50% off during the sale. So we got this $16.99 bundle for only $8.50. So this is going in the giveaway show bundle, or the drop. Like I said, I also worked on building some runs, finishing some runs. Y'all know I'm a big Nightwing fan, huge Nightwing fan. His the '90s title by Chuck Dixon and Scott McDaniel was what got me back into comics as a young adult. So I've had an incomplete Nightwing run. I was only missing like 13 issues, and I picked up 4 of them digging through the bins. And here's one of the cool things about the sale at Lone Star Heroes is that $3 and under back issues are 75% off, which means these were only 75 cents a piece. So talk about an affordable way to finish building a run over time. And, we're all on a budget, so I didn't go crazy just getting stacks and stacks. I got a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. All right, so this is Nightwing number 131. I love that Marv Wolfman is back writing Nightwing. So this is Nightwing number 131, 132. I picked this one up also. These were all 75 cents during the sale. Ooh, I love this cover by Sook. This is 133, and it's also Marv Wolfman writing. But I love that cover, that painted kind of look to it. And you see in the reflections the previous costumes that Dick Grayson wore. All right, and then Nightwing number 140 was the next one they had, but that's the thing. I only went to one location, so there's still 2 more locations I could go to and check it out. All right, so this was Nightwing number 140, and I also picked this up. So that's for my Nightwing run. Now, also, as I shared on Instagram, I've been working on a Robin run and had most of the books, and I've cut that. I had about 30 that I was missing. I cut that down to 13. This weekend. So this is Robin, and because I just believe that Tim Drake is the best Robin. Think it through. I feel like Dick Grayson made a better Nightwing. I feel like Jason Todd just wasn't really his thing. The same for Damian Wayne. He's the son of Batman, but not necessarily the best Robin. And I feel like the best Robin was the original '90s Tim Drake. They've kind of changed him up a lot and put him through a lot, and I'm not really, kind of as big a fan of that. I just love the original classic stuff written by Chuck Dixon. And so I picked up Robin number 51 for that run. 52, the Cataclysm storyline. This is that big earthquake that destroyed Gotham City. Number 53, the Cataclysm storyline. I think it went through all the Batman family titles for like a year or so. And then Aftershock was the continuation of that. And here's Spoiler, who also was Robin for a little bit. The Brotherhood of the Fist storyline. Here's number 55. Was missing that one. Number 56. Now these are all priced at $4 a piece, but at 50% off, $2 a piece. You can't really, you can't beat that. Number 68. Number 70. Now keep in mind, these are all filler issues, and I know a lot of people don't really go with filler issues, but me, I'm a completist when it comes to building a run for my nostalgia titles. So for those titles, I work to build a run. For the rest, it's just storylines and keys. All right, here's number 71, saying it tastes like chicken. There's Killer Croc there. Issue number 163. This is getting towards the end of the run. And we're getting into $3 books, so these are only 75 cents a piece. What's up, El Green Machine? Good to see you, buddy. Yes, Southern Comic Geek, 100%. He's spitting straight facts, folks. Tim Drake is the only Robin who sought out the title. Everyone else got adopted in or was Bruce's son. That is why Tim Drake is, I feel, the best Robin. All right, because he sought out the title, and even more so, he deduced that his neighbor Bruce Wayne was Batman. He figured out the clues. He had the deductive reasoning and the detective skills to match up with Batman and figure it out. He's the only one. So that's why I feel like he was the best of the Robins. Just love the character, or what used to be the character. Here's number 164. That I picked up, 165. That's a whack cover right there. Look at that. That is just wild, that cover. All right, and then 166 is right at the end. Again, these were all $3 retail. So during the Lone Star Heroes sale, they were only 75 cents. You can't beat, I mean, you can't really, it's hard to find dollar books as it is, but then to find 75 cent books, and they're all in, 9.2 or better condition. So yeah, I was super excited about, just building out those runs. So Nightwing and Robin are two of the runs that I'm working on. Also, I'm in a Facebook group on Star Wars that is all about the original expanded universe before Disney took over. And so some of those stories, my interest has been piqued again in finishing those out. So I did go and shuffle through the Star Wars miniseries. Dark Empire was the first miniseries that Dark Horse Comics did, and now all I found was number 2 out of that run, but I'm adding that to the list. I did pick up a couple of new books. So these are Frankenstein. Hey, look, if you're not picking up the Universal Monsters, that is quietly becoming a really solid reboot type of universe that James Tynion is overseeing for Skybound and Image. So Universal Monsters, they dropped Frankenstein #1, so I went ahead and picked that up because I wanted to read that, and I enjoyed Dracula, and I picked up Creature from the Black Lagoon. The Zatanna Black Label Bring Down the House mini-series, I reviewed it a few weeks, maybe a month and a half ago. Here's issue 3. I need to find issue 2, but that one I picked up. House of Secrets #92. Here's a couple of foils. Guess where those will go. All right. In addition, Mr. Miracle has always been a cool title. And I just happened to pop through and found an issue #1 from January of '89 for only $2. So you can't beat that. I snagged that. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. G.I. Joe, y'all know that I completed the run at the end of last year, but I found this really cool Hearts and Minds series by the author behind World War Z, which is a fantastic novel, really well done about, and it was adapted into the movie with Brad Pitt. But this is a 5-issue miniseries called G.I. Joe Hearts and Minds. I shared this on Instagram, so you might have seen it. It's already in Mylars because I put all my personal collection books in Mylars. The cool thing about this is each issue tells 2 stories, and from 2 perspectives. Cobra and G.I. Joe, different characters, like you see Major Blood here. Then there's also Doc and Dr. Mindbender, and just other cool characters that don't normally get the spotlight. So I went ahead and picked this up, and I've started reading it, and I'm really enjoying it. And this was another one. This was a bundle that was wrapped up like that other one I showed you. And this bundle, I think, was marked. The retail was, I think, like $20, so I got it for $10, which is $2 an issue, which you just can't beat. So that was another pickup that was pretty fun. Now, this big stack right here, you also know that another one of my nostalgia titles was the Punisher, the Volume 2, which was right at the first ongoing after the miniseries, and then Punisher War Journal Volume 1. 6 and 7, I always talk about those because that's the first meeting of the Punisher and Wolverine in the African the African jungle. It was written by Carl Potts with interior and cover art by Jim Lee, and it's just a fantastic economic story because it's only 2 issues and it feels like a full story. So I picked up a bunch of Punisher War Journal books here. There's a ton of them that I was missing. So I think as of right now, for Punisher War Journal, I don't know, I'll have to look it up. All right, so again, $3 books were 75 cents. So Punisher War Journal number 26, 27, 29. This was one I had been missing. If there's missing issues as I'm walking through them, it's because I already had the issues mixed in. Let's see. So number 29, number 34, number 35, number 38. Whoop, here's 37. And I said 38, and then here's 39. This was a cool looking. They had some interesting. The quality on Punisher War Journal, as Southern Comic Geek is pointing out, the quality on Punisher War Journal kind of did a little bit of a nosedive after it did a nosedive as it started getting into the late 20s and early 30s. It didn't quite hold up as well. It was just getting kind of, I don't know, it just got loose. It wasn't as good as the stuff that Jim Lee and Carl Potts were putting together. And I think, I don't know. Oh, and here we'll talk about this. All right, so this was kind of an interesting cover art right here. I also picked up 41. There's John Romita Jr. Popping in. 42 with John Romita Jr. also. 43. 44. 45. 46. And like one of the most 90s team ups ever, 47 with Punisher, Nomad. No, it's Nomad? Yeah, Nomad and Daredevil in Dead Man's Hand Part 9. So I don't know who all that crossed over with. And then, of course, I was missing I mean, you can't get better than these 90s embossed covers. So here's number 50. From the Punisher War Journal series, and it's got one of those beautiful embossed covers. But yeah, like he was saying, the quality wasn't as great, but like you can look at that. Oh, look at that beautiful embossed cover right there. You see how the light catches it? Very nice, very nice. This one, okay, yeah. So Chuck Dixon wrote the first story. Stephen Grant, oh yeah, from the mini, I think, wrote the second story. Then there's a preview of Punisher 2099, and then a couple pinups in here. So, so that's the Punisher War Journal. Some of the books that I added to it. And so what, let's see. Southern Comic Geek's dropping some wisdom in here. The first appearance of Tim Drake was the first Batman comic I bought. I bought it when I left the theater seeing Batman 89. Very cool. Yeah, I remember those too. I remember picking them up within that first time because I was so intrigued by the idea of a brand new Robin. I wasn't as connected to comics for Dick Grayson or for Jason Todd. I remember hearing something about the death of Jason Todd and the big vote, but I kind of missed that and really came into it right as Tim Drake was being introduced. And, the Batman Year 3 storyline that features Nightwing heavily and tracking down the killer of Nightwing's parents, and then the introduction of Tim Drake, that whole storyline was like peak when I was getting into comics as a young teenager. So I definitely I remember that also. And then Southern saying the first 10 or so issues of Punisher Warzone. Hey, the first I enjoyed up until about issue 23 or 24. There were still Jim Lee covers mixed in there, and then the storylines were good. He wasn't doing all the interior art at that point, but yeah, there were some really good stories in there. Some of those Punisher books were off the rails. Like this, yes. Yeah, I picked those up not too long ago. Yeah, it's like, it was bizarre. Yeah, Punisher went and had plastic surgery, became black for like 10 issues, and then he teamed up with Luke Cage, and it was like, it was out there. It was definitely out there. It was interesting. I don't think you could have published that today at all. I finished my Maximum Carnage chapters. Nice. Good job. Dude, Punisher had a lot of talent in the art and writing pool pushing the Punisher books. Mark Texiera, John Romita Jr., Jim Lee, Carl Potts, Mike Barron, etc. Yeah, no, he did. And he was a hot character for a reason during that time because he had some really great creators working on it. I'm partial to Jim Lee and Carl Potts, because that Punisher War Journal run that they did together was peak. Just like, to me, it was excellent. I loved every story, and I loved how they handled it and worked with it. More so than the main book, but then I kind of shifted back to the main book. So those are all. Let's see. What else do I have here? Because this was everything I pulled. Oh yeah. I've got some other books. Yeah. So these are all going into a box here as well. I showed this Deadpool team up #1. Donald Duck became Wolverine. Here's a Storm #1, from one of 6 for the prelude to the wedding between her and T'Challa, and then Storm #1 from the '90s, some good foily goodness there, and then Silver Surfer #75, some more foily goodness. These are just some fun books going into somebody's box that had signed up for the tier. So yeah, I mean, I'd say probably about 40%. Like when I go on these excursions, as I like to call them jokingly, when I go on these, about 40% of what I'm picking up are books for channel members, and then giveaway books, and then other books that I'm not sure what to do with yet, like books like this Mr. Miracle #1. I think these late 80s, early 90s first issues are going to be important in the coming decade or so of comic book collecting. And right now you can find them for next to nothing. And there was some really good writing going on in them that wasn't, like recognized at the time. So there's some cool books to pick up there. I will show you some. Yeah, let me show you some of the other ones that I picked up. I do not go out on the hunt like I used to, for budgetary reasons. So I try to stick to mainly, lower priced books. Not picking up very many new books at all because they're expensive. These are all books that came in from a seller over on Instagram, aka Comics, and he ships well and had good prices on me. He sells by the storyline for some of them. So this is Spider-Man #17. This is a personal collection book. I've been looking for this. You can't beat I think I paid like $1 or something on it. Here's the Punisher Bloodlines. This is a collected edition by, no, it doesn't say who it's by. I need to pop it out of here anyway. But this is one of the Punisher collected editions that they used to do back in the day from War Journal. What issues is this? Man, this is in like mint condition. Punisher Bloodlines. Or was this, this might have been, I don't even know that this was a collected edition. If anybody knows anything about this, drop something in the chat. Oh, yeah, okay. I think this was just an original. Yeah, this was an original. This is an original book. Oh, wow, I think this is a standalone. Yeah, it's Jerry Conway, Dave Cockrum. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tom DeFalco was the editor on this one. So, let's see. Christian Payne. Yeah, I think so. Carl saw that comic and said, "All I need is a miracle. All I need is you." Let's see. So here's Superman, Batman. This lot, I want to think was like, $6-8 or something. I remember when these were like the big thing. I thought it was really well done. Superman, Batman #1, the Superman cover. #2, #3, #4. I love this spoiler alert if you haven't read this 20-year-old comic book. This is from 2004. Batman and Superman switch places with Hawkman and Shazam to take down Lex Luthor, the big bad for this first. This was the first story arc from the original Superman Batman. This is a precursor to today's World's Finest, and it was written by Jeff Loeb with art by Ed McGuinness. Like I said, I have picked up some new books as well. I think I showed a few of them on a Wednesday night live stream. I'll show them. So Transformers #11. This just won the Eisner Award. So if you're not reading this, you absolutely need to because it's amazing. Void Rivals was the beginning of the Energon universe, which is what Transformers and G.I. Joe are from. There's Scarlet issue number 3. This is from a few weeks ago. Animal Pound is one that I need to find the time. Here's issues number 2 and 3 of this book that I was really intrigued by. Jackpot. This has art by Pablo Villalobos, otherwise known as Lobos. I just really love this cover art. I think I'll be seeing him at a convention soon, so I'm going to get him to sign some more books. He's a really nice guy. We got to talk. Hidden Society is on my reading list. Uncanny Valley. Okay, yeah. I don't know if I talked about this. I meant to on Wednesday. Something Crawled Out is a new title from Vault. This was a freebie that was given away at local comic shops. Check this book out. It's a pretty good, it was a pretty creepy, pretty good read. Like, it was a good enough first issue to make me say, I'm kind of interested in seeing issue 2. And this, again, it's a free comic book, so I didn't turn it down. And it's not a free comic book day. It has a cover tag on it. For some reason, Vault decided to give it out for free. And but it's just really, it's good. It's good. It's not like amazing, but it's good. It is good and worth reading. So Batman number 151 had this really cool Superpowers collection variant from his fight with Ra's al Ghul, and the Toys R Us lookalike price tag in the top. So I picked that one out. Destro number 3. If you haven't been reading these miniseries, they are fantastic. Really good stuff being put out. And then one of my other favorites recently is Ultimate Spider-Man number 8. So there's that, the kind of that variant alternate take on the Spider-Man mythos. So those are all the books I have here. There are more books that I picked up, but I had already actually filed a few of them away. So I picked up 4 issues for my new Teen Titans run, because that's another one of the runs that I'm working on building. And here's the thing. If you're like me, like everybody else right now, this economy is kind of crushing us, leaving us a lot less room to breathe. So what I try to do is watch and wait for sales. And fortunately, there are a lot of sales that happen, in the greater Houston area. And I know a lot of people go in at that point with their list and everything, and they start picking up runs. And hey, the Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys was packed. The location I went to their Nassau Road location, which has some great stuff there. But they also have the Galveston location, which you saw that in the commercial. That was the one where we flew the drone through to film that. But it's just a massive store. And then their Lake Jackson store is even bigger than the other two. So every store has a lot of cool stuff. And, whether you have a local comic shop by you or not, it's always fun on holiday weekends like this to try to work it in to go spend a couple of hours. And you don't have to spend a lot, because a lot of this, a lot of these, again, these back issues, I try to stick to ones that are going to be, like, I think almost everything I showed you was $2 or less a piece. So, even that collected edition that, I don't know where I put it down, but yeah, and there's no key books. It was just completing runs that I've been working on for a while. So, I hope you enjoyed this. This was just something that I decided to do. And it's not any more than that. Make sure, and I am going to film separately you know what? I'll do that as a separate one. I'm going to do that separately. I funded a Kickstarter way back, and got a from Gold Key Comics, their Boris Karloff one. I'm not sure what's going on with them because they haven't really been responsive. I haven't seen a lot of posts from them, but I had backed their Kickstarter. I'd gotten the Kickstarter in. I still have to do an unboxing for it, so it's been sitting in its box, but I'll make sure and do that on another one. Hey, if you drop in the comments, if you're catching this on the rewind, drop in the comments. Let me know, did you like this just little impromptu 30-minute unboxing and haul video? Did you get anything out of it? Was there anything you saw? Is there anything you think I should throw in the giveaway box? And if you're a channel member and you saw it and it was something that was on your list then chances are it's probably in your box. So, so thanks to those who are channel members. You're going to see more and more stuff, cool stuff for the channel members. So make sure and consider joining it, because a lot of the stuff are going to be things that are going to be for every tier, including the first ever channel members only live stream that we have coming up. I'll take a quick second to show you this. On next Friday, September the 6th, or this upcoming Friday, is going to be Carlos and Friends, the first members only live stream. This will be kind of an informal but also prepared chat. I'll have prepared some notes and thoughts about all the top 10 lists that come out. So if you're wanting to maximize your dollars when it comes to picking up books that are speculative in nature, I'm going to be giving my 2 cents on that. And that's something I don't do as much outside of the top 10 videos, but these will be giving commentary on the top 10 videos. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you get access to those twice a month live streams for as low as $4.99 per month being a channel member. And that's the price of, nowadays, that's the price of a coffee. So consider it. I think it's a good, I've tried to add as much value as possible, especially for like the Dark Knight tier, which has the quarterly care package that features at least 5 curated comic books with a retail value of over $50 based on information provided by you that is shipped to your door. And that's for the lower 48 states. But if you're in Canada, you can also get the Claude Knucklehead, which that incorporates, it's the same thing, but it incorporates shipping to Canada. Now, the Webbed Wall Crawler also has, for $9.99 a month, this one also gets a curated care package with at least 1 comic with a retail value of at least $10 shipped to your door. So those will be fun books that I'm already working on right now for those. So if you're a Webbed Wall Crawler member, if you join, I'm already working on those. And those are going to be some fun books because I've already picked out what the book is that's going to go to everybody. And it's fun. It's close to my heart. I'm very excited about it. It's tied to some of the books that I shared here, and it's coming out in November. That should be enough for you to guess which book it is. So thanks again for tuning in tonight and for being a part of this. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, I think that Turok and first Cyborg should be in a giveaway. This isn't just the first Cyborg. For those who I pulled this out to show the guys on Wednesday after the show. This is signed by George Perez and Jose Delbo. So it's a double signed, it's about a 7.0 6.5 newsstand copy. It's not just first appearance of Cyborg, it's also Raven and Starfire. Yeah, Starfire, Cyborg, and Raven, and the new Teen Titans. That's their first appearance. So, yeah. I showed it on Instagram, but let me show it to you real quick here. I almost didn't. Okay. So, I'm currently my hero when it comes to Turok number ones is Southern Comic Geek. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I picked up this past weekend 6 more copies of Turok number 1. That's right, and I added those to the 6 copies that I already have. So now I have a total of 12 near mint copies of Turok number 1. All right, the goal is to have a complete short box full of them, and yeah, so it's nuts, I know, but it's fun. I wanted to show you that because I did pick up 6 of them at Lone Star Heroes. Christine Payne says, I thought the Disney Wolverine Donald ones were cool. Yeah, they were super cool. I didn't even, I kind of missed them, and then I had a channel member message me and say, hey, could you keep an eye out and pick one up? I didn't get one ordered in time. And so I went and I grabbed them, and then other channel members were like, I think I showed it on Wednesday, and other channel members were like, hey, I'd love that in my box too. I said, well, hey, sure, we can do that. So I started grabbing more of them. So Fridays, it's going to be Fridays at 12 p.m. Central. It'll be noon in the middle of the day. That's a little bit different for me because I haven't really done daytime shows before, but I felt like that was a good time for it. It'll be a live stream, but the cool thing is it'll also be on the channel. accessible after the fact as well, because channel members will be able to, even if you can't make it during the day, again, 12 p.m. Central. So that'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then at 10 a.m. Pacific. So that's what I'm going to do it for now. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. We're going to try it for a couple months, and then I'll get feedback from channel members about, hey, we like it at that time, but can you do a different day? Or we like it at that time, but we'll talk through it and we'll figure it out. I decided on Friday at noon because that was a good time slot that I could have some prep for, get it done, and then be done with it. But we'll see. Let's see. Oh yeah, Green Lantern. Let's see. Okay, what up, party people? Gerald Yates says Turok ones. That is what winning looks like. Yep. Wow, about $5 worth of Turoks. Yeah, that's pretty much. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just want to have a short box full of them, and then maybe, I don't know, give them away or something. But it's just, I don't know. It's kind of a funny thing that I latched onto. I do need to get some of the gold ones and some of the autographed ones too. But I'll keep an eye out for those. All right. Well, hey, okay. So I've said goodbye already once before, but I'm going to say it again. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight and for being a part of this. Again, this was there. You didn't miss it. There were no posts about this. There was no announcement about this. I didn't know I was going to go live tonight, and I think it's great that we've had almost 10 people in here steadily all the way through. But yeah, this was fun to hang out with everybody. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central for the next episode of the giveaway show. Plus, I'll be dropping additional videos. And then, like I said, Friday at noon, we're going to be doing the members only live stream. And I will share with the members about the third show that we'll be doing and a few details about that. So I'll be sharing with that members only ahead of time and get some feedback from them. So make sure and tune in on that first one, because you'll get the first word about the new show, and it's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to be pretty good. People are going to enjoy it, and it'll be a really cool thing. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Y'all take care. Have a great night, and I will see you on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central for the giveaway show. Take care.